Hello, my name is Rumbi and welcome to the candidate debates for the 2024 DSU Student Leadership Elections. Today we've got the Welfare Executive Officer candidates with us today to talk about their manifestos and why they should be elected. Now, before we begin, let's meet the candidates. Let's start with you.
Hi, my name is Nafisa Doran.
Yep, nice to meet you.
My name is Adeyemi Adetikpe.
Yep.
Yeah, my name is Ayuso.
And my name is Fluffy Adewola.
Yeah, lovely to meet you all. Before we begin, I believe you all brought an object that is meaningful to you or represents you. Let's begin over here.
This is mine. This is a photo of my family, and this means so much to me.
Yeah. I have this very tiny object, it's a guitar, if you look properly. And it's very meaningful to me because it's been 7 to 8 years I'm playing guitar, I'm a musician. So it represents me. See.
So basically, I just really fancied the idea of a cross. If you notice, I have like a cross on my bracelet, a cross on my earring, and also a cross this necklace because I just identify as sacrificial, and I feel like I'm a very selfless person and a sacrificial person as well.
So mine was a bit more complex. I chose this certificate. This was a certificate I received in my first year. Very few people know this about me, but I had a lot of mental health struggles in my first year. And it was a really hard time in my life. I dealt with depression, being suicidal, and despite that, I worked really hard. And as part of my first year, I did a business competition in a similar style to Dragon's Den. And for my results, I became a finalist in the competition. So for me, this certificate, it doesn't just represent my strengths in succeeding at the competition. It represents the struggle I went through at that same time and how I overcame it to get this.
Thank you all for sharing. Thank you so much. Now, for clarification, these candidates are running for the executive officer role. That means if elected, they'll spend 12 months working full-time at DSU to bring about change in their specific areas. In this case, ensuring the welfare of students is a priority in areas such as mental health, housing, and other stresses at university. So candidates, tell me, why would you be a good fit for this role? Should we start with you?
So I'd be a good fit for this role. Firstly, I'm already working with the Students' Union. I am currently the Disabled Students Liberation Officer. And in that role, I am already well to known amongst the DSU staff. Like, they already say to me, like, you're here too often, you're spending way too much time in the office. And in that role, I've already built up those connections amongst the DSU staff. I'm already familiar with the system, how it works. I've already had my own projects related to welfare, like the accessible campus map I got developed. And then I have the connections with the DSU staff. I've worked with No Space for Hate, discussing their workshops. I've worked with the Mandala project on Light the Night, that was just a few weeks ago. And so I've built up the connections with DMU staff and DSU staff already. But also, I mean, you said it yourself, this role is about helping students and what we can do to mitigate the stresses that students go through. And I've been through all of them. I've had mental health issues, I've had financial worries, I've had to request extensions on academic work because life just gets a bit too much. I mean, I had to request an extension back in about just early Feb because I was going to a funeral because one of my friends, my partner, he'd lost someone close to him and I had to go help with that. And then I started at DMU with brown hair, short down to here, and now 2 years later, my hair's purple, my parents split up, we're selling my house. I've been through like every single thing you could go through.
Yeah.
So I've got that understanding of the students' issues and I think that serves me best to represent them.
Yeah. Should we go to?
So basically, I'm currently actually a staff at DMU myself. As a member of a student, I literally work with the autism students. So I'm basically helping getting them to get accustomed to the university life because it can really be a struggle for them. And obviously that's part of the strength I have when it comes to helping people to actually get acclimated to the whole new environment. And you actually understand that when it comes to welfare, we actually have to like help people with mental health issues because I've literally worked with a student that almost had a mental breakdown because of the whole noise and everything around campus. Like they just cannot get used to it. And also I'm actually an international student. So I actually also know how hard it is for someone to come into a different country and try to like adapt to everything. So yeah, people go through a lot of stress every day, and I literally express a few myself, even if I'm not gotten to the state of being mentally ill. But I just feel like if I could get this role, I'll be able to help people to provide the help that they need.
Yeah.
For example, accommodations, because I know a lot of people have accommodations issues and have fees issues and different kind of complaints that people have.
Yeah, thank you.
I just feel like as I'm an international student, so the students who are here, most of like 80% or 70% are from the different countries, and majorly are from India or Pakistan, that kind of stuff. So I want some leader, like I think I can be the best leader because they want up student people like them only, who faced as a student, who struggled as a student, who know the problems, who know the things, how the things are going in this uni, and who suffered or who know the problems and things and everything. So I can deal with the things, I can connect easily with the students, and so I think I will be the fine good if I'm very honest.
Thank you very much for that question. So I would always say I am a student first before an exec. So this particular question, as the current welfare executive officer, because that's my current role, I am very familiar with everything that is about this role. Is it the mental health crisis cafe? Is it the Mandela Project? Is it the No Space for AIDS? These are programs that we already doing, and this is what I intend to continue to do. I'm an empathetic person, and I am kind-hearted. At least that's what everyone says. So aside that, I am a student before an exec. So I always put myself in the position of every student. Oh, these people are going through this. If I were to be in this position, what would I want somebody to do to help me? So I put myself in this position every time I'm going to like talk to students, how they feel, and how I'm supposed to react to how they feel. So we put programs, initiatives, schemes in place, like the current free breakfast that we're talking about in the union. We did GoTeam last week, and so these are initiatives that we know students are going to be benefiting, like the cost of living crisis that is affecting students, finances, mental health issues. These are things that I feel like students go through because I was once a student.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Some great responses there. And as I'm sure you're all aware, only one can be elected as an officer. So in your own words, would you like to tell us what makes you stand out from the other candidates? Maybe we'll start with you.
I'll just say I'm already in one Indian society, and I'm the chairman of Indian Music Society also. So I know the things, how to deal with the students and how to deal with the problems they have. And I also served as a president and social service back in my country for 3 years. So I know how to soberly deal with the students, and I guess the experience which I have can make me stand better than other candidates.
It can. And yourself?
That question is a really nice question. Thank you for that. I think I've got a good communication skill and understanding. I'm quite empathetic, kind-hearted, and this is, I'm compassionate, and these are features, they're attributes that you're supposed to have as a well-being welfare executive, because you need to put yourself in position of a student, how they are feeling, because you are there to lobby on behalf of students. And this is what I feel like will make the impact for students, to increase their student experience, to better their student experience. So I'm this kind of person because I've also volunteered in support in care homes, even in Leicester. I used to go out back in Africa. I go out to support foundations. We go out to communities to help the homeless and all of those things. These are because I have those attributes to and kind-hearted to better the community and even students' experience.
Sounds great. Thank you. And yourself?
Yeah, actually I like that question because I'd be lying to myself if I was to come out openly and say I have something that is different, because we actually have the current welfare executive right now. We have the chairman of the music society. We have someone who's going through all the stress of mental breakdown and everything. But in truth, I really feel like I can relate to a lot of people. I'm actually very, should I use the word, I'm very easy to communicate with. I'm very easy to bond with as well. I build rapport easily with people. And even right now, a lot of people still come to me up and I'm not in any stage of power to actually ask for help. And I try my best as possible to help. And that's why I said I identify with the cross, because I feel like I sacrifice even things that are important to me to just benefit other people. So yes, I feel like coming in with that whole aspect of selflessness is going to be like a breeze and a new change. And obviously, I can bring new ideas into play, even to add to the ones that are currently on ground right now.
That's very...
Yeah. Firstly, I would just like to say I do not want to be categorized as a student who had a mental breakdown.
Apologies.
I had mental illness, and I am more than just someone who had mental health problems. I am the Disabled Students Liberation Officer. I'm already representing students who have or have some welfare issues. And what makes me suitable for this role is the fact that I'm determined and I have the experience. There are candidates who can talk about having empathy for the issues, but I'm the one who can talk about having the issues and knowing what it's like and knowing what support I wanted when I was there going through that. I'm also determined. When I worked for my Accessible Campus Map project, a member of DMU staff told me, "You're not going to get it done." They literally told me that I would be stonewalled. I didn't listen. I didn't care. I didn't care what this person had to say. I knew what I wanted to get done and how determined I was for this project, and I worked hard to get it. I went past him, I spoke to other members of DMU staff, and I got it done. I got an Accessible Campus Map created, even though I was told no and that it wouldn't happen.
Incredible. Thank you so much for sharing your responses. As the Montfort University Student Union is an organisation run by students for students, the executive officers will be working full-time to lobby the university and challenge them to provide the best student experience possible. So let's hear some questions from the students.
Okay, so this is for the welfare executive. I have just one question. So, what's the biggest welfare challenge students face at the moment, and how do you plan to combat it?
Okay, so should we start on this side?
Okay, so from my little knowledge, as I would use, I feel like one of the major issues that, okay, first off, I feel like when it comes to the Montfort University, there are quite a lot of international students to start with. And one of the major issues that I've realized that a lot of international students face is the idea of needing to get accommodations and paying their fees, basically when it comes to money-related issues. And we actually know that with the old 20 hours, even some workplaces, it's not easy to really get jobs. So when it comes to the idea of that, I know how taxing can be to actually need to pay up fees and have to pay for accommodations. And there are a lot of accommodations right now that literally would ask you to pay like 6 months up front or would not want to do a breakdown. So part of the initiative I plan on bringing in, if I was to solve that kind of situation, was to get as many accommodations to actually agree to break down an instrumental plan for accommodation payments, and also try and communicate with the university to actually be more lenient about the breakdown for payment fees. Because if you look at it right now, the basic breakdown is just twice, which is I think in November and in January, which in a lot of ways a lot of students will not be able to make up on that, and that causes a lot of problems for students. Because I know a lot of friends that are on mine that are always up and running and literally fall sick because they're trying to make up for as much problems and stuff to get as much money to pay off bills and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah. For me, the biggest issue that students are facing overall is the cost of living crisis. I spent the last however long now listening to students, and you hear it time and time again, cost of living crisis, which is why a big part of my platform is looking at how we can make food more affordable. Food is a big part of student costs. Accommodation costs can be really hard to change. I mean, in the previous exec before Fluffy, they got us free breakfast, and I want to do that again, but also look at how we can lower prices in general, campaigning for it. I helped take part in the exec voting that was the other week, and hearing all these students who were giving out food, getting all this data. And I want to do that if I was to get this role, to campaign more for more affordable food, as that could be a massive reduction in costs, and maybe find other ways or suggest ways that students can budget and help them manage food costs better. That's definitely a big part of it as well.
Well, I think with the a major thing is fees and accommodation which I faced. And I want to share with my own experience. When I came here, I had things like I have some money, like, okay, you don't have to pay this amount and all, but the later when it's gone, one semester was done, I got a mail that you have to pay this amount, and I searched for every authority leaders, even it was union, when it was the faculty thing, and I faced the problem is like my account was blocked, I missed one assignment, the things, and there were lots of problems I was facing, and there was no one to help out things. Within like month, I was mailing dean, I was mailing the directors and everyone. The later, when I missed my assignment, I got this mail back, okay, your thing is done. But that's causing me now problem because I need to do that anyhow. And the other thing which I see is accommodation because let's say like we have lots of students and we have less accommodation. So I think I can personally deal with this, and this kind of problem doesn't happen with any other students.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Yes, the most important problem right now the students are facing is cost of living crisis. As Norisa said, there's an initiative that I'm currently leading for the free breakfast that was previously done by the former exec that started. They did it for about 6 months, but I want to make it because food is really important, because according to the survey that we had with the students, it's really important. That's why I've started the free breakfast scheme, which I led last week. We had a very big voting to know how the students feel about it, and it has really been positive. I want to continue the free breakfast scheme that I've started, and also the mental health of the students is my priority, the well-being of the students. I want to bring in more initiatives that advocate, that that encourages positive mental health and positive thinking. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. And thank you for, it's great to hear a variety of responses to those questions. So let's go to another question from the students.
For the welfare executives, how will you ensure students have adequate support for specific welfare challenges?
Okay, so let's maybe start with you.
First of all, I spoke about the crisis cafe before. So the DSU has initiative that is called the Crisis Cafe, Mental Health Crisis Cafe. I would, according to one of my manifestos, I want to make those initiatives readily available to the students for more visibility. So students will know that, DSU currently have Crisis Cafe, no space for AIDS. If you're experiencing harassment, bullying, and any sort of AIDS in the university, we have, the DSU has these initiatives on ground. We have the Mandala Project for sexual violence, domestic violence. If students are facing this, I want to make sure that there is more visibility and more campaign on stuff like this. Also, we have other initiatives that, some students don't even know that they exist. So I want to bring in more visibility for these initiatives.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good question because I already added this thing in my manifesto that I agree with the current welfare executive society. We need to be visible more. And for that thing, I have already mentioned in my manifesto that I'm going to deal with faculty leaders. I'm going to meet the faculty things that ask about the problems, whatever the students are saying. And I'm going to put the boxes near to all the campus buildings so that they can put their problems inside that. And every week they're going to check and we're going to deal with problems, because running from one building to another building, searching for the help is not a solution. That isn't putting this thing inside and we can deal with it.
Great, thank you.
Sorry. So I honestly agree with all the initiatives that you mentioned, which is making the union really visible. Because to be honest with you, not many people even know about the union and whatnot. Like when the whole election period came up, not even many people knew about the election and all that. So yes, that is very important to make it as visible as possible, to know that, okay, there are a group of people that are ready to actually fight for you. And also, I feel like creating a safe space for students is also very important, where they can share their thoughts, and probably create a form of anonymous place where they can actually share their thoughts. Because I know that a lot of people have issues, but maybe they're shy to actually let people know about it. And they'll obviously not even want, even you that want to help them, they will not want you to know that they need your help directly. So creating a safe space where they can come, they can share their problems, probably like an online media or something like that, where students can actually share their problems and we can get fast response for them as well.
Okay. I would say for me, a big part of my platform is campaigning for more mental health services. That's what I would do if I ever got the role, is to campaign for more funding towards the mental health services we have here. Because they do exist, but right now they are overworked. A few months ago, I was discussing the possibility of doing a mental health campaign. And I was told that actually the best thing would be to get students to try and do like self-care, because the mental health services are too overworked. I mean, I was in my first year and I had mental health problems. A fellow student told me, don't go to the current mental health services because the waiting list is too long and you wouldn't get counselling fast enough. And they said, here's a private service you can go to, which I did. And then that would actually cost money. And that was costing me £10 a week. And now 2 years later, you've got the cost of living crisis. We have few mental health services on campus, but right now it isn't good enough. It isn't big enough. And we need to campaign for more funding towards it because students' mental health is suffering.
Some valuable insights. Thank you. Well, that concludes the candidate debates for the Welfare Executive Officer role. We hope you've found out more about the candidates standing for this role, and voting is now open, so you can head over to demontfortsu.com elections or visit polling booths at the campus centre or Kimberlin Library or other faculty buildings across campus between the 4th and 11th of March. By voting in the elections, you have the chance to win £100 every single day during voting, as well as a variety of freebies every day. So what are you waiting for? Use your student voice to vote today. Thanks for watching, everyone, and see you very soon.